Welcome. In the second part, we will have a look on constructor flow in inheritance. Some points to be noted. Constructor never get derived. Always base class constructor executes first. Here is the example to understand this. My base class is a base class while my derived is derived class. In my base, we have two fields, number 1 and number 2. Whereas in my derived class, we have one field, number 3. Now, in my base class, we have one default constructor and one parameterized constructor. Parameterized constructor have two parameters. In derived class, again same way we have default constructor and parameterized constructor. If you will see this constructor carefully, you'll see that this constructor redirects your call to base class constructor. Same way, this constructor also redirects your call to base class constructor using base keyword. So whenever I'll create object like this, my default constructor will get called of my derived obviously, but from here call will get redirected to base class constructor. It will execute first. You will again come back. You will execute this constructor and you will go back to client code. Same way, when you will create object like this, again you are calling constructor of my derived and you are passing these three values 10, 20 and 30. But from here you are redirecting your call to base class constructor where you are passing 10 and 20 to it. So number 1 and number 2 will get initialized by 10 and 20, and then you will come back in my derived constructor where number 3 will get initialized with 30. So class members should get initialized in constructor of that class only. So this is how constructor works in inheritance. To understand this, you can create one demo program. My employee class have employee number, name, department, designation and net salary. And in on-roll employee, you have basic salary, HRA, gross salary and PF. So I can create object of on-roll employee like this without passing any value, or this using parameterized constructor. So obviously when I will create object of on-roll employee like this, it will call default constructor. You can use F11 to see this flow. Okay, so your program will start from man and then it will call your default constructor of on-roll employee, but then you will go to employee base class constructor. From there you will come back to your default constructor like that. Same way when you will create object of this, now again these 5 values will go to your on-roll employee. So you will see that employee number will have value 2, name will have Sachin, department is development, designation is developer and basic salary is 40,000. But from here I'll redirect to base class constructor and I will pass these 4 values to that class, right? So I'll get that values over here in these variables, and then from this variable I will initialize that values to actual object, and again I'll come back in constructor of derived class and then it will initialize the basic salary field like this. In third part we'll have a look on different access modifiers available in .NET.